Hey guys, today we'll be talking about millennials and let's talk about it.
Yes, let's do that.
Let's do that. So Julian, tell me, what is a millennial? I've done my research, I've looked to it in a couple of websites and they all tell me different things. What am I? I think I'm a millennial, right?
I find it so funny and ironic that you are asking me this. You should be able to tell me what a millennial is. I think it's a group of people who grew up in the internet era. But I think more accurately, they have grown up to such an extent where they have forgotten what life was before the internet era. So that's my definition of millennial. I'll go with that. Actually, I have forgotten what life was like before the internet era, so I think I'm a millennial too.
Really?
No, I'm just kidding.
So millennials would be people that you would say who sentenced their life around the internet?
Yeah, I think the internet could be the bad guy here or the good guy, whichever viewpoint that you have. But they're certainly very different from the previous generation because I think they are a lot more savvy. They have a lot more information today. And I think that, don't quote me on this, but 15-year-old today would probably have the same knowledge as what I was when I was, let's say, 25, right? Wow. Or a 10-year-old today would have a lot more knowledge today because of this information spreading machine that the internet is. And that makes them very different from the previous generation.
Right. I think you would be right on that. But hey, let's dive a little bit deeper, right? Because I just want to get straight into it. I've got this burning question that I've been talking over with my wife. A lot of people I say, especially those that I come in contact with, slightly older generation, they actually come to me and then when I ask them, how is it like hiring a millennial? How is it like having to manage a millennial, right? So they all go and say, millennials are entitled, easily offended, and unreliable. Those were three very big words and it kind of resonated throughout the few people that I've spoken to. What are your thoughts on that?
I think those traits have always been around and my view is that there is always a generation gap. You know, no matter what generation you are in, your parents or your elders would tell you that you're good for nothing. Yeah. You're different from us. You know, is this us against them thing that they're playing? So I think that has always existed. It's just that I think the internet today has accelerated that gap and widened that gap a lot to deepen the misunderstanding, especially with CEOs today. But I mean, the CEOs today are getting younger too. So, the CEOs that you're referring to in your question are probably the old fogies, right? I think it's very much the position of the economic structure in which the organization is in. I mean, a CEO will do whatever it takes to make that business work, right? So if a certain business is working in the old way, if you're joining a palm oil company, for example, right? How would a millennial fit into a palm oil?
I don't know.
But you see, that's not the nature of the businesses that are driving the global economy today. But in Malaysia, it's probably different. In Malaysia, you have the palm oil companies, you have the property companies, and the gaming companies. They are still remnants and of the past, relics of the past, and these relationships are still having a kind of momentum. The structure of those relationships are having a momentum so that they are structured to not understand you. But Dexter, before we started this episode, we had a chat with your wife, right? JQ, who has a very professional and successful career doing her own thing, right? And she's just quit with a company that she worked with for only 8 months. This I won't mention names, but it's this huge casino somewhere up to the hill, right? So it's an example of the employment structure, right? If a company is not attractive enough or hasn't advanced enough to attract the millennial, then they will go elsewhere. And I'm not saying that that's a wrong thing because it's fine if is making. Oops, did I say the G word? if that company is making loads amount of money, that's fine.
Yeah.
They don't really have to change.
It really
They
doesn't
don't-
matter to them, right?
and by the way, they also are investing in new technologies
Okay.
and new things,
It's
right?
good to hear.
But your wife JQ also has her own career trajectory
Yep.
where she wants to do her own thing as well.
Yep.
And so I think that's fine
Yeah.
because different people would want different things in life.
Yep.
Yeah. But
Okay.
the thing is that what I just have to say is that what companies are today is very different in Malaysia than what's happening globally.
Okay.
The tech firms are driving global growth
Okay.
and they're doing a lot of the new hirings and they understand millennials. Maybe we don't, but they do.
Okay, so would you say that a millennial is actually, rather than what do they say here? Entitled, easily offended, and unreliable. Rather, are they misunderstood?
I wouldn't go so far as to say that, but yes, there's a little bit of misunderstanding, but it's the nature of their business that stops them from trying to
Okay.
understand what this new thing
Okay.
is. I mean, a palm oil company can really also go into to the way of the millennial, like put a ping pong table in your workspace,
Right.
provide food,
Xboxes and PlayStation 4.
exactly. Right? But they don't want to do that, and they don't have to right now. To each his own right now.
Interesting.
But I mean, just to answer your question directly, I wouldn't go directly to that path of total misunderstanding, although I do feel that a little bit of that fault lies
Okay.
in the Malaysian corporates at this point in time.
Okay. The thing that I kind of think about this whole millennial thing is that to a certain extent, yes, they're kind of misunderstood. And yes, they kind of feel entitled. But I think it's more of a reason thing. I think it's because we have gotten the ability to learn so much so quickly. We had access to education and like having us doing our degrees. I'm not saying our parents didn't, but there's a whole bunch of them that didn't get that chance to actually study so much, right? Whereas we got the chance, our parents gave it to us to be able to study so much, and we are a little bit forward thinking, and we think that, you know what, it's because I have all this knowledge and information, right? That's why I am a little bit more valuable. So they are like asking for a little bit more in the workplace. I mean, I don't blame them. It's difficult to live
Yeah.
in Malaysia without having a okay pay, right? You won't be able to even live yourself.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. That's just what I think.
I do think that I agree with you.
Yeah.
And I think also one of the big misunderstandings that corporate employers have is that pay versus life thing about millennials that they
Yeah.
don't understand, right?
Yeah.
They think it's just all about the money.
Yeah.
I think money is very important,
Yeah.
and a lot of millennials would be attracted by that,
Yeah.
no doubt. But it's also about how it gives them, how the job gives them a kind of fulfillment.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
a lot of millennials are going for that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I myself have quit from jobs
Yeah.
simply because I'm just totally unsatisfied by them.
Okay.
So I understand that part of millennials.
Yeah, I would think so too. And I think that's all the time we have actually. Shoot, we've got a couple more questions, but I think we'll leave it for another time, right? Thank you so much, Julian. And
You're
I
welcome.
think Julian has a really good website that you guys should check out.
Yeah, but it's mainly about boring financial stuff, which is really exciting. So if you want to get down and dirty with financial stuff, just go to verylongrun.com.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see y'all in the next episode. Bye.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.